The objective of this lesson is to graph inequalities on a number line diagram. In previous lessons, students have learned the definition of an inequality. They have also learned the different inequality symbols and what they mean. They have replaced the variables with different values that would make the inequality true. Today, they will extend their knowledge to visually representing inequalities on a number line. Let's begin with our first problem. Eric's family's cell phone plan states that they can send and receive up to 250 text messages per month. Write an inequality using the variable n as the number of texts. The problem states they can send and receive up to 250 texts. The phrase up to is a phrase that represents an inequality. This means that any number less than 250 or equal to 250 is included in their plan. The inequality to represent this problem would be n, the number of texts, is less than or equal to 250. Now let's represent the problem on an open number line. An open number line has arrows on either side indicating the numbers continue to infinity in both directions. In the middle of the number line, place a mark and label it 250. The inequality states the number of texts can be less than or equal to 250. This means that all the values less than 250 are included, and 250 itself is also included. To show that 250 is included, place a circle around the mark and shade it in. Shade everything smaller, or on the left side, of 250 to represent the values less than 250. Let's look at another problem. A credit card company must charge the cardholder more than 10% of the balance on the card. How much can they charge? The inequality to represent this problem would be C, the charge, is more than 10%. Let's graph the inequality on a number line. Start by drawing an open number line with the 10% marked in the middle. The inequality states that any percent more than 10% can be charged. 10% is not included. To show this, place a circle around the 10% mark and do not shade it in. To represent the percents more than 10%, shade everything to the right of the 10% mark. Let's look at one more problem. Mindy's dad wants to cut a board 5 feet long. Write an equation or inequality and graph the solution for the length of the board, b, on a number line. The equation would be b equals 5 feet. The variable b represents a fixed value of 5 feet. This is represented on a number line as only the 5-foot mark shaded in. Let's look at one more problem. Connor was trying to figure out if his friend was older or younger than himself. He knows that they are not the exact same age. Connor is 11. Write an equation or inequality and graph the solution for the age of Connor's friend, x, on a number line. The inequality for this situation would be written as x is not equal to 11, because Connor knows that his friend is not the same age and he is 11. He also knows that his friend can be more than his age or less than his age. This is shown on the number line by making a mark at 11 and placing a circle around it. Do not shade in the circle, but shade in everything to the right for the ages more than 11 and shade in everything to the left for ages less than 11. The objective for this lesson was to graph inequalities on a number line diagram. We met this objective by generating equations and inequalities to represent real-world situations. We created open number lines to visually represent the inequalities and equations.